was not supposed to survive. Not this. Not the fire that burned everything I knew to the ground. Not the storms that ripped my soul apart. Not the silence that followed. Heavy, endless, merciless. But here I am, still breathing, still standing, still rising. I have seen destruction up close. I have felt its heat against my skin. I have watched the life I built collapse into smoke and ruin. I have stood in the ruins of everything I loved, and I did not run. I stayed. I burned. And then I rose. They don't tell you what it's like when everything falls apart. They don't tell you how loud the silence becomes, how heavy the air feels when hope is gone, how the walls of your own mind start to close in. They don't tell you how loss becomes a shadow, following you everywhere, whispering, reminding, breaking. But I learned. I learned to stand in the fire without fear. I learned to look destruction in the eye and see, not the end, but the beginning. The fire took everything from me. My comfort, my safety, my illusions. It stripped me down to bone and ash. But in that ruin, something else was born. Something stronger. Something sharper. Something unbreakable. I have scars now, not just on my body, but on my soul. Each one tells a story. Each one is proof that I endured what was meant to end me. That I rose from flames that should have left me nothing. I am not who I was before. That version of me burned away in the blaze, gone forever. What stands here now is different, darker, stronger, alive in a way I wasn't before. Because when you lose everything, you learn the truth. You learn what you are made of. You learn who you really are. And I am fire now. I am steel. I am the storm that survived itself. They will not understand this version of me. They will look at my scars and see pain. They will hear my silence and mistake it for emptiness. They will watch me rise and wonder how I did it. But they will never know. Because only those who burn can understand what it means to rise. I rose from the ashes because I refused to die in them. I rose because the fire did not destroy me. It transformed me. I rose because I am not afraid of losing anymore. Because I have already lost. And I survived. There is a freedom in that. A dangerous kind of freedom. When you know the worst has already happened. What can the world threaten you with? Nothing. I am untouchable now. Unshakable. Because I have stood in ruin and found myself still standing. And I promise you, this is only the beginning. The world thought it buried me, but it didn't know I was a seed. I will rise higher than they expect. I will burn brighter than they can handle. I will carry the fire with me. Not the one that destroyed me, but the one that rebuilt me. I am done hiding, done breaking, done bleeding for people who never cared. This is my time. Not because fate gave it to me, not because destiny chose me, but because I tore it from the flames myself. I rise from the ashes, not as I was, but as I was meant to be, relentless, unstoppable, unbreakable. And to those who stood by and watched me burn, to those who laughed when I fell, to those who thought I would never come back, watch me, watch what I become, watch how I set the sky on fire, because I am not done, I have only begun. The ashes were never my ending, they were my beginning. I rise from the ashes, and I will never fall the same way again.